Here's my video for communicating verbally and non-verbally. So question one, I speak English and French fluently. The reason why I know French is because I went to French immersion school and I took it as an elective in high school. So I took French for about 12 years. I still know it to this day perfectly. Bonjour, comment ça va? That's a little bit of French for you. I speak in a Canadian dialect, so the things that we say, we'd be like pop. We say pop instead of soda or a Coke, our money, like $1 or $2. We don't call it $1 or $2. We call it a loonie or a toonie. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what we be saying. So like for example, at KFC, they'd have Toonie Tuesdays, so $2 food. Or if you go out to like get a coffee or something, or for $1, they say it's a loonie instead of $1. And then a toonie is $2. So it'd be kind of confusing for people that are new to the dialect that wouldn't understand, but it's pretty cool to have something a little different. Question two, after reading the craft and conversation section, what I found the most interesting was learning that conversation is the form of most interpersonal communication and social organization, and that all relationships are maintained in that third characteristic. I just found that interesting because it's just it's not something you really hear every day, and I thought it was pretty cool to learn something new in that kind of section. So question three is two greetings in two different languages. So two languages I chose was Spanish and Japanese, two that I don't really know. I want to learn Spanish because I know French, and French is a step before Spanish if you want to learn languages really easily. So both of these greetings I have, they both translate to how are you. So in Spanish it's como está, so that's spelled COMOESTAS, so como está. And then in Japanese, how are you is, bear with me here, Ogen Kidsuka. So that's spelled OGENKIDESUKA, and that's Ogen Kidsuka. Question four. I found the first one, kinesics, to be the most interesting because it's the most obvious form of nonverbal communication, seeing how somebody acts when you're talking to them or when they're talking to you, seeing how like their eyes move or how they nod their head. It also really tells like if someone knows what they're talking about, or if it makes sense, or if they're just talking nonsense really, because there's always been a saying, if you're lying, you always look to the left or to the right. You don't want to make eye contact with that person. So it's really pretty interesting. I found that one really interesting. And number five, after watching a video on nonverbal emblems in Italy, an emblem I found interesting that I've never really heard of is that, so there, if there's a lot of people in a room and it's crowded, they would go like this. They'd scrunch their fingers together saying it's a crowded room. I found that interesting because I've never really seen anyone do that, even though I don't live in Italy, or I've never really even heard that. I have a lot of Italian friends at home, and I never really heard any of them say that, or even seen them do that really. So that's pretty interesting. I just learned something new about a different culture.